This is a step-by-step video tutorial on how to make this mini crocheted ring bag that will be made with t-shirt yarn. This is a really sturdy, cute bag. I'm also going to show you how to make this design on one side if you wanted to add a little bit of embellishment to it. For this pattern, you will need t-shirt yarn. I'm going to be using this white Jersey Be Good t-shirt yarn from Wool and the Gang. This is the t-shirt yarn I really like to use. A 9mm crochet hook, 2 of these bag rings, scissors, and then you'll need some scrap yarn and a tapestry needle if you want to make the design in the front. I'll go over that later. All of the materials are linked in the blog post that's linked in the description below. Let's get started. To start, you'll take your t-shirt yarn and your 9mm hook, make a slip knot, and then chain 11. Then make 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then make a single crochet in the next 8 chains. Then you're left with 1 chain at the end, and you'll make 3 single crochet in that last chain. And I just kind of tuck the tail in as I go. Then now you're going to be working along the other side of the chain, so you'll make 8 single crochet going across in the next 8 stitches. And then you're left off with the first chain that you started stitching in, and you'll make 2 more single crochet in that chain. So you'll have, when you're done with this row, you'll have 8 single crochet going along the top, 8 on the bottom, and then 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So after round 1, you'll be left off with 22 single crochet. Now we go on to round 2. So this is the first stitch that you made from round 1. You'll make 2 single crochet in that stitch. And then make a single crochet in the next 8 stitches. Now in these 3 end stitches, you'll make 2 single crochet in each of them. So that's 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and then the next one, 5, 6. You'll have 6 on this end, and then make 8 single crochet going across this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then in the next 2 stitches, you want to make 2 single crochet in each of them. 1, 2, and then 2 in the next one. 3, 4, and then you're done with round 2. So you made 8 going across the top, 8 going across the bottom, and then 6 on each side. So that's the end of round 2. By the end of round 2, you're left off with 28 single crochet. And now for round 3, what we'll do is you're not going to increase anymore. You're just going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch going around, but in the back loops only. So you just go through that back loop. If this is the entire stitch, it's just that stitch that you go through. And we're going to do that going all the way around the whole entire round. And if it helps, you can just count 28 stitches in your head until you get all the way around. At the end of round 3, because you went through the back loops only, you can kind of see how the sides of the bag are going to start to form. So for round 4, all the way up to round 14, all you're going to do is single crochet evenly around. So you can either just count the rows, or sometimes I like to take just a spare piece of yarn, sometimes in a different color, but I'll just show you with this, and I mark off the first stitch so I can kind of see where I started, and I go all the way around and keep moving it up and counting your rows. There's different ways you can get stitch row counters and little markers or bobby pins so you can keep the count. But this is a really quick project, so most likely you'll just be doing it in one sitting, and I just count the rows as I go up. So until I get to row 14, I'll stop, and then I'll show you what to do for round 15. And just to briefly show you what I mean, you're going to go through both loops of the stitch and just evenly crochet going all the way around, and that equals 1 row, and you'll take it all the way up. This would be row 4, and you'll go up to row 14. So I actually ended up doing 15 rows instead of 14, like I said. From the very bottom to that 15th row is about 7 inches. So if you want to measure that as you're going as well, you could do that. You could do 14. I just kind of liked the 15. So for row 16, you'll start off like you're going all the way around. So I don't even count the stitches here. I just kind of eyeball it, like Rachel Ray when she's cooking. So I had single crochet in each stitch going through the first half of the bag. Then once I get to the side here, I think that's where I'll stop, I'm going to combine these 3 stitches together right on the side. So if I look, that's about right on the side that I want. So I pull a loop through the first, pull a loop through the second, and then pull a loop through that third, yarn over, and pull through the 4 loops that are on the hook. So I combine those 3 stitches, and then do the same thing on the other side. So single crochet going all the way across, and then I'm now about at this side. Yep, and I'm going to single crochet these 3 stitches together. 1, 2, 3, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on the hook. Then slip stitch into the next one, yarn over, pull a loop through, finish off, and weave the ends. So it just kind of pulls the top parts in a little bit by single crocheting those 3 together, which to me felt like a little safer for the bag so all my stuff doesn't fall out. I don't know if it's necessary. I guess you don't have to do that last part, but I kind of liked the look of it. Okay, so then just weave the ends through, and that's the bag. So now we'll take the handles and we're going to sew them onto the bag like that. All right, so I'm going to take a long piece of t-shirt yarn and double knot one end. And then take the other end and put it through your tapestry needle. And then again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it and looking to see where the middle 4 stitches are. So I'll probably pick 1, 3, 4. So this is the first one. I'm going to just make 1 stitch here. Just make sure the knot doesn't pull through. And then go through the ring. And then I'll do 2 stitches for every single crochet that I go through. So that's 1, 2. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. 3. 4. And then the next one. 5. 6, and then in the last one, 7, 8. Then probably actually stitch it one more time. Down here, go through here. Go down here a little bit, and then you'll tie a knot by going through the same stitch, have that loop, and then go under once, under twice, pull a knot like that, and then I just take the needle and thread it through a few stitches. That should be good. Cut it not too close so it doesn't pop through the front. So maybe just like a 1/2 inch. And then that's the handle. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just try to make sure it's very even with the other one. So I'll probably go 1, 2, 3, 4 here. All right, so this is the end of the bag. You could just leave it totally like this, plain. It's so cute, nice and plain. I'm gonna show you quickly how I made this little design, this little cross design. So you just take scrap yarn that you have. I think the chunkier the better. This is just like really thick wool. You'll take a really long piece, longer than this, and just insert it anywhere. And you're gonna use each stitch that you put in as like a cross. So I'm just picking any old random spot. So you go up and through here, the next stitch above, then I go to the one next to it. Then the stitch below it right there. And then the stitch to the right of it, to the left of it, I mean, and insert it right through the middle. And then you would keep doing this throughout various spots. I didn't really pick, there's no, again, rhyme or reason, I just kept stitching. I use 3 different colors, and you'll just keep going into like the next one and make different crosses like that. For this bag though, I'm going to show you how to make a cross stitch flower on the center of the bag. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. Okay, so this is essentially what I'm going to be doing on the bag. It's kind of, I guess, hard to see a little bit, but each X is going to be a single crochet, and you can see how it makes this like cross stitch flower. So this is the graph I'll be going off of on the bag, and I essentially just want this to be placed on the center of the bag. And I'm using 3 different color scrap yarn. So I have this green chunky yarn, and then I have this coral, it's wool technically, and then this pretty pink that I'll use for a majority of it. And then we'll start with the pink. We'll start with the top row, then we'll go to the second, and then the third, and then the fourth. And probably what I'll do is I'll do 1 color at a time. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lighter of the pink for the main flower petals. So I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4 and start on this 5th row. Want to be around the center of it, but it doesn't have to be perfectly centered. I'm not too worried about it. So this is probably not the correct way to cross stitch technically, because I think you're supposed to make these lines first and then make the X second, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I cut a really long piece. Okay, so this is 1. And then you can see how now I have a here and a here, and that will make the perfect X. So then go through that stitch. Okay, so that's the first one. And then I'll do the same thing for the next stitch, right next to it. And this will be the first row of the flower. Okay, so then for row 2, I want to have this color 1 over from here. So this one, we'll skip this one, and then we'll make an X on this one, because this is where the coral will go. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing for this one. I'm gonna skip this one and do it in this one. Okay, so that was row 2, and I left a space here. This will be where the coral will go. And then for the 3rd row, I have a green here, so that will go here. And then I need to do another pink that lines up with these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll go across there. So this first one looks like I need to go in here. It's like a perfect canvas to do cross stitching, in my opinion. So I'm sure there's like plenty of other And maybe actually I'll look into that because that would be cute. There's probably plenty of other cross-stitching simple patterns that you could put on this type of bag. Like now I'm even thinking of like a simple fox cross-stitch pattern. That would be cute, like the face of a fox. Okay, and then the final row that I'll put the pink in will be this next one, I think. Yeah, so I just did these 4 of these. So then the next one, we want to have this right under here will be green, these 2 will be pink, and then this will be green, green, pink, green. So I'll do the same thing. I'll cross over with the pink with this one and this one. So I'm done with this pink, so I'm just going to actually tie a knot to finish it off. So just kind of turn the bag inside out, find a stitch, and tie a knot. Just cut the tail. And then I'm pretty much going to do the same thing, but with the coral. I'll take this and just make 1 stitch here, and then with the green I'm making 1 stitch here, 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 and then 2 here, and I'll meet you when I'm done. All right, so now I'm done with the cross stitch flower, which I just love. Again, you don't have to do that. I'm even looking at it now thinking like I probably could have made like even like a bigger flower. Maybe I'll try that next time, or if you try that or try other cross stitching patterns on this bag, definitely send me pictures, let me know. Make sure to like and subscribe. Head to the link in the description. All my materials, the written pattern, all the details you'll need are on crochetbycolleen.com. Let me know in the comments what else you'd like to see if you liked this video, and I'll see you next time.